As soon as you guys get in here, let me know if my audio is good. Hope you guys have been doing your homework and you guys are ready to rock and roll. What's up, Arbor? What's up? What's up? Good morning. ISPC and NYSE are almost ready for trade. So, question for you, brother. What top gainers list are you looking at? So make sure when you are filtering by your top gainers list, well, ISPC. Let's take a look at ISPC first and foremost. So let's start off with ticker number one. So ISPC, remember first and foremost, guys, what we're always looking at is we're looking for the 6 a.m. candle. Because remember, I used to start my day every single day at 6 a.m. Okay, so I want to find the 6 a.m. candle and I want to find the highest point before 6 a.m. So if you take a look here, this was 6:40. You can see the time at the very bottom down here. This was the 6 a.m. candle right here. So when I sat down on the computer at 6 a.m., where's my high? For ISPC, my high is set right here at around 1789 right here, okay? So that's exactly where I put my horizontal line, as you can see right here. Now, we have already broken out above that level, and we broke out at what time? We broke out at 8:35. This candle right here, remember, open for a 5-minute candle, close. So we closed above this breakout level of 17.1789. We closed up here. We closed before 9 a.m. All right. If a stock breaks out for the first time before 9 a.m., you can take it off the list. I'm not going to be trading it. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? The other one you put was NYSE. So let me pull that one up as well. So NYSE is down near the bottom of the list. So you're starting to get an eye for it. However, there's something that I want you to keep in mind. And the thing is, I will not count a breakout unless the stock is up at least 15%. So a lot of times people are up at least 17%. Let me put that on the screen so you guys can see. All right. Any breakout level that is established must be up 17% from the previous close. The previous close is going to be this black area over here. Okay. If it's black, that means it's the previous day. This area right here, this was all after hours. So I'll put AH. Okay. And then right here, I'll put PM. This is all pre-market. All right. So with this stock, it got a pop here in after hours. So when you're taking a look at it right here, you may think that, oh, Andrew, I got the breakout level. This was the highest point before 6 a.m. However, if you measured the distance from here to here, and an easy way to do this is with a rectangle on the Webull desktop. For whatever reason, on the Webull browser, it doesn't work. It won't allow you to measure, or you can use a long position tool. You want to measure the percentage from the previous close up to this level. This level was only up 15%. So that can't be my level because, again, I need the level to be up at least 17%. And the reason why, guys, is because if it's not up at least 17%, what I found is typically not much volume. Typically not many people are looking at the stock. So instead of setting this level as my breakout level, I can't. What I do is delete that. I'll wait for this bad boy to set a new high, right? We set a new high right here. This 5-minute candle right here pulls back. This one, boom, right? So I established my breakout level at the top of that candle, $4.02. And then from there, if you measured from the previous close, so from this close of this candle right here at 4 o'clock, right here, I think it's 4 o'clock. Hold on, let me double check here. Yep, that's 4 o'clock. Okay, so from this close right here, let me go back over to my crayon, so to this close all the way up to this level, it was up a little over 17% at that point. Okay, so now my breakout level is correct. Now you can see this 5-minute candle closed above it. Again, for a candle, for a green candle, the open is here, the close is here. We closed above our level. Let's keep it simple. And what time was that? That was between 8 to 9 a.m. So since it was before 9 a.m., we'll not be taking a trade on NYSE as far as playing a breakout. Let me know if that makes sense, guys. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing anything, guys. I want to put a couple tickers on everybody's watch list. So if we go to the top gainers list, there was a brand new stock that just popped up. So this is EFOI. So let me put this down over in the chat. EFOI. Okay. So EFOI, let's take a look here. First thing that we're going to look at, guys, is going to be market cap. All right. Market cap is what the company is currently worth. The reason why these stocks run so much is because they're smaller companies which move more off of speculation. So right here, we just get this initial pop. Why? Because the company dropped some type of news. More than likely, 9 times out of 10, the company drops news, right? Algorithms, institutional investors, insiders, they typically get in early, right? And then after that, it starts to get on scalpers list. Scalpers start to push it up, and we start to make this big move. I never trade the first move. What am I waiting for? I'm waiting for at least one red candle on the 5-minute time frame. You can see what time frame I'm up on right here. Okay. With this stock, we also want to make sure that the market cap is below 50 million. If you take a look at the market cap over here, it is, where did it go? Where's the market cap? Right here, 13 million. Now remember that market cap does not update in pre-market, but market cap increases with the price increase. So this market cap is really up by over 87% right now, which if I just do simple math, if we double 13, that's 26. So it's close to around $25 million market cap right now, which is below 50 million, which is a check. That's good. So it's below 50 million. So that's possible. Now, what else do we want to look at? We also want to look at the free float. Free float, 2.3 million. All right. So below 50 million is good. Below 10 million is great. So free float is really good. And again, free float is just the amount of shares out on the market for retail traders like me and you that to trade. All right. The lower the free float, from what I've tracked, the higher the gains. All right. So EFOI is definitely a possible play for us, but what are we going to wait on? We're going to be patient. We're going to wait for at least one red candle on the 5-minute time frame. After we get at least one red candle on the 5-minute time frame, what are we going to do? We're going to take a horizontal line, draw it up at the body of the candle, and that will be our breakout level wherever that 5-minute candle ends up happening. All right. Let's go to PBM here. All right. So for PBM, same thing, guys. So this one started making its move in after hours yesterday, right? Then started pulling back. And then right here, market opens at 4:05 early in the morning. And we make this big move up all the way up to $12.27. Again, what you want to do is identify where the 6 a.m. candle was at. So the 6 a.m. candle was right there on that red candle. So if you would have sat down at the computer at 6 a.m. like I used to, this would have easily, you can identify that this was your high. That's exactly why I have my horizontal line right there. So for you guys, make sure you guys have an alert set at $11.80. All right. PBM, take a look at the market cap free float. Market cap 6 million, increased that by 69% total, still below 50 million. And then free float is at 1 million. So PBM is definitely a possibility. Again, I want to see a 5-minute candle come up here and close above this 1180 level. Once we get that, depending on the price action, if we get the 1-minute time frame lined up, we might take a possible trade on it. Next up is going to be YXT. Now, somebody, here's the test for you guys. Somebody put it down in the chat, go to the chat and tell me what's wrong with YXT. Why would I never trade YXT? And I'll give you a hint. It's not because it already broke out. There's something else. Free float is over 50 million. There we go. Freddie nailed it. You got it, my man. That's it. I mean, easy way to just go ahead and eliminate things. Take a look at the market cap. The market cap on it's fine. It's below 50 million, even when you increase it by 56%. But free float is just a little bit too high here. And what I found, if I took you back over to my dashboard, that as soon as that free float's over 50 million, you're just not getting the consistent 10 to 15% moves that you would want. So for me, it's just not worth it. That being said, could this one bounce back and make a move? Sure, because it's just slightly above 50 million. But for me, it's just not worth the chance. Somebody said free float over 10 million. So keep in mind, guys, if the free float is below 50 million, there's still a possibility that I will trade it. All right. But below 10 million is better. All right. And below 10 million is really what I want to focus on with you guys. Because 10 to 50 million is fine, but it's a little bit more inconsistent for the bigger moves. So below 10 million is great. But just so you guys know, I will trade stocks between 10 to 50 as well. Arbor P says, mine says 19.75 million. Are you on Weeble? And are you on YXT? Are you sure you're looking at free float? Make sure you're not looking at free float market cap. Yeah, you're looking at free float market cap. You see where this says free float market cap? Not that one. You want to look at free float. So free float market cap will give you the market cap of just the free float, excluding like insider shares, restricted shares, things like that. I don't really pay attention to this data point. I pay attention more to this. All right, let's see what else we got, guys. EFOI, that one, we got 3 minutes left on the current 5-minute candle. So as you can see, we're starting to pull back, but we still got 3 minutes left. So we'll see if this actually closes red. And if it does, what are we going to do? We're going to draw out a line at the very top of that level, at the top of that red candle. This should be right here. Should update. There we go. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that level there at 450. Right. So if you guys zoom in, right, you'll be able to see it's right here at the top of the body of the candle. For you newer traders that are listening in, two parts of the candle. One is the body, second is the wick, right? When I'm setting my breakout levels, right? And really, when I say breakout level, guys, what I mean is just a prior level of resistance. We make this move up here. Everybody's buying. And then now, right here in this area, we have found that there's more sellers than buyers currently, okay? So in theory, that if we get a push back above this level, that shows that now buyers are in control. But you also want to zoom into the 1 minute time frame, take a look at the price action there, make sure every time frame is aligned between 5 minute and 1 minute. And if it's so, then we'll take the trade and then we could possibly get the bigger move up. You do have some traders who will set their resistance line at the top of the wick, like at the top of this 555 level. However, I don't. All right, let me scan through the rest of the market here. This list is updated. EFOI, we already know the deal. All right, PBM is up next. Market cap 6.7 million. That's good. Free flow is 1 million. We already got an alert set on that one up there at 1180. Make sure you right click, set your alert on that bad boy. Create alert. Went over that in yesterday's live stream. YXC free flow is too big. ISPC is a no-go because that one already broke out. It broke out before 9 a.m. So I will not be taking any trades on that. RPAY. What's the problem here? Well, if we come over here and take a look, market cap is too high. Free float is too high. On top of that as well, this would have been a breakout level right here, and it already broke out. So RPAY is a no-go. Not going to be trading that one. WSHP, market cap 332 million. That's above 50 million, so that's a no-go. So WSHP is a no-go. Don't worry about that one. LZM, same thing over here, market cap 332 million. That's a no-go. UCAR, market cap is good, 2.4 million. Free flow is good at little over 2 million. However, it made this move up right here, right? This was the original move, this big green candle. We pull back right here. This was the first red candle. And then right here, if I zoom in a little bit, you'll see the time down here at the bottom. The time it broke out was 7:25. So initial move here, that allows me to set this 163 level, your horizontal line that you're seeing. We get the pullback, we wick all the way down here, we start to bounce. This next 5 minute candle opens right here. It closes right here. This closes above our level. So that confirms a breakout. As soon as that happens, I put that on the tracker. And since that broke out before 9 a.m., I will not be taking any breakouts on UCAR. And this is why I don't take breakouts before 9 a.m. Because, I mean, a lot of times it's a coin flip. I mean, you literally like 50 to 55% of the time it's going to be a loser, right? So a lot of times you'll see stocks like this die off in pre-market. I have my own thesis thoughts on why that is. I think a lot of retail traders don't know how to buy during pre-market. Pre-market has lower volume, etc. So we just don't quite see the consistency that I would like to see in pre-market. All right, CRML, guys. This one, market cap, if you take a look, never get confused here, it's 1.17 billion with a B, all right? Make sure you take a look and see the B right there, all right? If it's a billion, it's way above 50 million, all right? So CRML is a bigger company. We will not be day trading that one. BYND, market cap's too big. BZAI, market cap's too big. ABLV, market cap 28 million, free float 17 million. So decent in both of those. Both are below 50 million, right? So I have an alert set all the way up here, this 121 level, right? Because we made this big move up. All this was before 6 a.m. So if you would have sat down to the computer at 6 a.m., which is right here. So this is all the price action that you would have saw. This is your high. You set your horizontal line. And then right here, you want to set an alert. Now, with that being said, massive drawdown here. All right, we went from 121 all the way down to 70 cents. Chances are it's probably not going to bounce back and push up to that level. So more than likely, I won't be playing it, but I always set an alert just in case because I have seen stocks like that bounce back. Okay, here's a good learning lesson for you guys. FRMM is a stock. It's only up around 17% right now, but I would not trade FRMM even though the market cap says 48 million. You might be like, well, Andrew, you said if a stock is below $50 million market cap, then it's good to go. Well, what did I also tell you? that the market cap number on here does not update in pre-market, but market cap increases with the price increase. So in reality, that 48 million has increased by about 18% right now, which means if you increase 48 million by 18%, you're going to be above 50 million, which makes this one a no-go. All right. Market cap is just a little bit too high on that one. All right. Let's go back over here to EFOI. All right. So EFOI, guys, we made the initial move up. We got the pullback. We got the first red candle. And now that we've got the first red candle, that level is now an established breakout level. Okay. So when I say breakout level, that's what I mean. And breakout level just means that that is the level that I want to see a 5-minute candle push and close above. All right. So now what you want to do is you want to make sure you right click on your line. If you guys are on Webull desktop, you guys will right click, create alert at 450. Make sure you click the at. You should see 3 options. It's going to be at, above, below. Click at. Pop-up is going to appear. At the top, you'll see quote, news and movement. Click on news and movement. Scroll down. You'll see range. And make sure you click on include extended hours. Because right now, it's 9:19, which means we are still in pre-market. And pre-market is extended hours. Market doesn't technically open until after 9:30. All right, guys, so what we're looking for here, we got 40 seconds left. It's 9:19 right now. This stock could get a push here in the last 30 seconds here and close above this level, all right? So at this point in time, what I like to do is zoom into the 1-minute time frame. So to close above this level, this current 1-minute candle would obviously have to be green, which would be the first thing that I would have to see in order to trade this stock. I need the 1-minute time frame to be trending green. That way I can get the momentum. After backtesting, this has a massive direct correlation to win rate. All right. So this one obviously needs to be green. We're getting a slight push here. So we might close above the level. We got 5 seconds. Can we get a last second push here? Can we get a push? We did. So we got a push. So that first 1-minute candle just closed above. So what I need now, guys, is I need this current 1-minute candle to close green. If it closes green, I will enter at the candle close here. All right. So if this 1-minute candle closes green, I will be going over to Turbo Trader on my Webull desktop app, and I will be clicking the buy at ask button. All right. And the reason why this is so important, guys, is buy at ask is going to allow you to get filled in pre-market one click of a button. Do not click buy at market. If you click buy at market, it is not going to fill your order. We're in pre-market. You can't use market orders. All right, we got 15 seconds left. Let's dial in here. We're currently red, turning green. All right, so it looks like I'm probably going to take this trade here. And for EFOI, all right, we're about to close. All right, I'm in. I got filled at 489. All right, for EFOI, the free flow is below 10 million. I will be going for 15% take profit, which means if this stock gets up to 564, I'm looking to take profits at 564. For my mental stop loss, if this stock pulls down to, because remember, you can't have a stop loss, so I am the stop loss in pre-market. My mental stop loss is going to be down at 393. All right, so if it comes down to 393, I will sell at a loss. If it goes up to 564, 565, I will be selling. I will be taking profits. For all my one-on-one students who are a little bit more advanced and know exactly what I'm talking about, I'm going to set a limit order, a sell limit order at 564. That way, if it wicks up there, it'll go ahead and take profits for me. So sell limit 100% at 564 because I'm currently in green. I'm green on the stock right now. I'm up right now. If I go red on this stock, I got to make sure I cancel the limit order. All right. If that sounds like Chinese to you, then you guys need to watch a couple more of my videos. I actually make a video kind of breaking that down. But for everybody else, the way you sell in pre-market is sell bid. Okay. So sell bid. Take profit up here at 564. All right. Best case scenario, I've zoomed back out to the 5-minute time frame. Another thing that I track is after I've entered a trade, after we get the 1-minute time frames trending green, the next thing that I track is what happens to the 5-minute candle. If this 5-minute candle closes green, our win rate does increase. All right. So best case scenario for us right now is that this 5-minute candle right here closes green. If the 5-minute candle closes green, there's a very high chance. I'll show you guys the actual data behind it once we're out of this trade and we've executed. It's about an 85% chance that we're going to go and hit the full 15% take profit based on historical data. So we got 1 minute left on this current 5-minute candle. All right, tons of volume going through this stock right now. So about roughly $24 million have flowed through this 5-minute candle. So a ton of liquidity. This is definitely on a lot of people's radar. It's getting pretty crowded. But we got 30 seconds left on this current 5-minute candle. So I keep kind of bouncing back to green, red, green, red. We're about at the entry. Again, I got in at 489, so we're right above my entry right now. We got 13 seconds left on this current 5-minute candle. And once this candle closes, we got 5 more minutes until market open. So at market open, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to set my stop loss and set my take profit. Again, I can't have a stop loss and take profit set right here in pre-market. So the way you'll do that is on your Webull chart, you'll be able to see your position. And if you hover your mouse over your position, you'll see where it says either close, or you'll see an option that says TP/SL. So blue rectangle on the chart, hover your mouse over it, you'll see the option that says TP/SL. If you click on that, you'll be able to drag a take profit up and a stop loss down, all right? But you don't want to do that yet because we're not at market open yet. And if you do that, your orders aren't going to get filled. They're not going to go through because it's still pre-market. Pre-market is always a little bit more annoying to trade because you have to constantly watch it. If you're in a position in pre-market and you're trading with me, I highly recommend that you don't get up and go walk away because, again, these penny stocks move quick and you are the stop loss. So if this stock starts to move down really quick and we get close to 393, right now I have to hit that sell button because if I'm not here to hit the sell button and this thing just goes, guess what? I'm going to end up selling all the way down here, and none of you want that to happen. So make sure that if you're in a position in pre-market, for whatever reason, if you got to walk away, what I would highly recommend, not financial advice, you can do whatever you want to with your money, but consider closing out the position. And again, in pre-market, just so you guys know, on Turbo Trader, sell bid button. All right, we only got 3 more minutes left here in pre-market. So I'm just going to scan the rest of the market real quick, make sure we're not missing out on anything else. There wasn't a whole lot, honestly, outside of EFOI. All right, EFOI, again, the level that I want to see it hit is going to be 563. I know historically speaking, I'm out, guys. I'm out. That just hit take profit for me. That just hit take profit for me. I am out. And what I mean by take profit is I had a sell limit order up here at 563. If you guys don't know how to do that, I have a video explaining how. However, if you guys didn't have a limit order set up there, you would hit the sell at bid button. If you are in the position, the way you exit right now is hit the sell at bid button. Great trade right there. A1, identify. That's how you execute. Marianne got out. Nice. TC. TP got hit. Let's go. Great trade, guys. Great trade. And just FYI, guys, remember, and again, because I know there's going to be somebody over there right now is thinking, dang, Andrew, I should have kept holding. Okay, let me come back over here to my dashboard. Let me show you guys why I put 15% take profit. Because I know somebody down there is like, Andrew, what if we went for 30%? Okay, so this is my dashboard. You can see all of the different information on the tickers that I've tracked, right? So you can see for the green light special now, we're now up to 95 trades, all right? And down here, I have where I can track each category of take profits. Really why I made it this, because I wanted more confidence on where I was taking profits at. So as my default settings, I have 15% right here. You can see the win rate. I have 30% right here in pink, and I have 40% over here in like the bluish purple color. All right. And then from there, right beside it, not only do I have win rate, I have the net profitability based on whatever position size that I put over here. Okay. So for 15% take profit, what we just took, net profit overall would be about 48,000 all the way since August. Win rate 71%. If you hold for 30%, only 41 out of 95 trades have ran for 30% with a 43% win rate. Now, since your reward is bigger than your risk, you're still technically profitable. So you could go for 30% on this setup and be profitable. However, take a look at the difference in net profit. All right, massive difference in net profit. For 15%, you're at 48,000 over the past 8 months. If you go for 30%, you're only at 15,000. Just a big difference. I mean, you're missing out on an extra 33,000 right there. And I know many of you listening don't want to miss out on an extra 33,000. All right. If you hold for 44%, only 33 ran for 40%, 34% win rate, net profit drops down to 8,000. So I can just see from the default settings here that the more I try to go for on this setup, it's not profitable. And for all of you greedy down there, comment down below in the chat if you're greedy. If you try to go for, like, let's say 90%, right here in purple, I can type in a customized TP percentage. I'll type in 90%, let that load. Okay, so if you go for 90% on every single one of these bad boys, 12 out of 95 times you'd get lucky with a 12% win rate, and it'd go for 90%. And guess what? You'd be down $58,000 over the past 8 months. So 15% is why I take profits at 15%. It's not because I'm telling you guys that on a whim, intuition. Hey, 15% is my magic number. It just happens to literally be the magic number. Like, literally, if I come over here and I type in 14%, I can see that same win rate for 15%. So if it runs for 14%, it's going to run for 15%. If I type in 16%, the win rate goes from 71% to 69%, and you're slightly less profitable. So, like, technically, you could go for 16%. You're only missing out on an extra $400. So, I mean, you could go for 16%, but technically 15% is more profitable. If I go for 17%, now win rate really drops down to 64% total, right? Net profit drops down to $35,000. And all of this is based off a $10,000 position. So, like, just keep that in mind. All right. I can change this position size to whatever. Okay. Let me double check here, because I missed the breakout yesterday. I want to make sure I don't miss another breakout. I actually missed 2 breakouts yesterday. Enough to make you want to swear like a sailor. So this is a stock that's running a ticker right now, BEAT. So BEAT just started moving right here after market open. Boom, that's the first 5-minute candle. This is the second 5-minute candle. So let me take a look at the profile. Company is from the United States. The volume is increasing, so the volume is decent on it. Possible. Only thing I don't love is, I'm gonna be honest with you, free float, it's at 32 million. It's tradable, but I was going back and looking at the dashboard, and like the 10 to 50 million free float range has been a lot more inconsistent with the equity curve. Like the equity curve, instead of it just going like this, like below 10 million, the equity curve is kind of, it was doing this, right? And then it's kind of been pulling back like that for the past 2 months. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna count BEAT on my dashboard. I'm gonna track it, of course, but I don't think I'm gonna take it, especially after I started the day off for the winter. I think I'm gonna stick to the green light special max is what I call it, and that's where free float is below 10 million. Because if I get into BEAT and then it ends up pooing on me, it's gonna poo on my Friday, and I don't want to be pooed on a Friday. I told Mo I'd keep these keep these live streams PG-13 for him. So I don't want to poo. I don't want to poo on my Friday. Let's see. We got another 20 minutes here until 10 a.m. So we still got time to watch the market. I'm just kind of scanning the top gainers list, seeing what else we got. Also, too, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, you can comment down in the chat. Let me know. In between trades, I would like to keep it as educational as possible. After talking to many of you, I can tell that many of you are still in the beginning phase, still like setting up your accounts, still understanding the basics of technical analysis, things like that. So any questions? No question is a bad question. Eris said TBH. I missed that, Eris. Let me pull it up real quick. TBH. Up 18%. 4 o'clock. Oh, yeah, no. Eris, you're right. TBH. So it broke out at 9:35. Go over to the 1-minute time frame. The 9:35 a.m. candle closed green. 9:36 closed red. Good call out, Eris. Let me make sure I put that on the tracker. So Eris is one of my one-on-one students, and he brought up TBH, which I did miss. This was like a lower volume play, but my level was supposed to be right here at 71 cent. This 5-minute candle broke above it right here. So if we zoom into the 1 minute time frame, you can see on the 5 minute that's 9:35. Go over to the 1 minute time frame. So at 9:35, the 1 minute candle right here was green. So that was the first thing that we needed, right, on TBH. However, that second candle was red. That makes it a no-go, all right? For the green light special, that's why I called it the green light special. Like, you need both of those candles to be green. So with that being said, let me go down to like the bottom of the top gainers list, and let me go through these and make sure I'm not missing anything. Vivo, $56 million market cap, that's too high. BEAT did start to pull back. So for BEAT, go back over to the 5-minute time frame. You can see we're starting to get a pullback. So I am going to set an alert at that level. Again, guys, I'm not going to trade BEAT today. But it's very important for me to track every single one of these breakouts. Which also, by the way, guys, my birthday is coming up on April the 22nd, and I'm going to be going back to my hometown and visiting family. So next week, I'm going to be on vacation for all of next week. So I will not be live trading all of next week. With that being said, I'm going to drop a lot of homework and educational videos for everybody, so everybody can kind of get caught up to speed and do some homework. And then in May, I'm going to be rocking and rolling and ready to get back. So I haven't taken a week off from the stock market since I went to Rome, which was a little over a year ago. So it's been about 365 days since I took a week off from the market. So I'm going to enjoy that time. I'm going to go play some golf is my plan. I'm playing golf every single morning. So don't hit me up at Market Open, guys, because I'm going to be about, who knows, 3 to 4 beer deep at that point. And I'm probably going to have lost about 10 golf balls. So I won't be at the computer next week. Oh, Arbor, I'm not sure if I answered your question, but yes, in a cash account, whatever money you just traded with, you can't use that anymore for today. I think I answered that. ZDAI just started making a move. That's just that. I wouldn't count that. I mean, like, if you take a look, like, there's absolutely nothing going on right here. And then that little red candle that had $1,000 in volume, I'm not counting that as a breakout level. I mean, if you measure it from the previous close, technically that's up over 25%, but like, I'm just not counting that. That wouldn't make any sense to me. So with that being said, this stock is halted. It just got halted up, which means it was moving too fast, too quick to the upside. You can see where it says halt right here. Also, you can see where it says halt. You can see the time that it halted at 9:43. Most halts last, again, 5 minutes, right? So with that being said, this one's probably going to get unhalted at 9:48. When it gets unhalted, I'll be looking for a pullback on the 5-minute time frame. So if we can get a red candle on the 5-minute time frame, I'll draw out a breakout level, and could be a possible trade. EFOI ended up taking off like a rocket. That thing shot all the way up to 950. Almost 100% move. Yeah, I think that was a 100% move. Up to over 295% for the day now. One thing that you have to keep in mind is that, remember, guys, and I was explaining this. Who was I explaining this to? I was explaining it to, a new one-on-one student that I had. So a lot of times what you got to remember is that there's two ways to make money in this market. Just like options, you can play calls and puts. And a lot of time in the penny stock market, you can either go long, like we just did, betting to the upside. But also there are plenty of people who short penny stocks, all right? So remember, the reason why we like to play penny stocks is for the volatility. They go up and down, all right? So if you know how to trade them, you can take advantage of that possibility and make money. One thing that you have to realize is that when a penny stock makes a big move like this to the upside, the people who are betting to the downside, they start to get really greedy. And what I mean by that is most people know that penny stocks, most of them don't make multi-day runs. Most of them will make a pop one day off of some speculation and some news. And then typically after a stock runs like this, you will see shorts start to pile on, which means they are borrowing shares from their broker. And guess what? They're selling them on the market. They're selling them on the market because now entering up here on a short, that looks 10 times more attractive because at the beginning of the day, we started all the way down here at 250. Now we're all the way at 950. So if you go short up here, I mean, you could possibly make anywhere from a 40 to 50% move to the downside. Now, shorting a stock is very, very risky because your downside is technically unlimited. Like you can lose a whole lot of money. All right. So I don't short stocks. But with that being said, that is the mechanism of the market. So it's not just people who are selling. So like obviously some of the people who bought throughout here are selling up here. But also on top of that, you got shorts who are piling in up here as well. So a lot of times when you see a penny stock make a big move like this, you will see them pull back because shorts start to short heavy. They start to get aggressive because they have massive reward at that point because they can short it all the way back down to these levels down here. So they're looking at like a 40, 50, 60% move on a short right now. I just got an alert on BEAT. So BEAT is looking like it wants to break out. I'm not going to take it. I was talking to one of my one-on-one students, Marianne, yesterday, and we were going through some of her most recent trades. And I was upset with a couple of like the stocks that I missed and stuff. Obviously, I didn't help with the execution part on a couple of trades, but also too, it's just like sometimes you just got to focus on the one thing. It's like, can we just focus on executing the one thing? Because if one thing's going to move the needle, instead of focusing on all the setups that I found, which I have 5 setups, the sixth one is still in work, but 5 setups that technically have like a pretty good win rate, like 65 to 70% most of the time, almost every month. However, one might have a good month and the other one has an off month. Well, the Greenlight Special Max, where the free float is below 10 million, has been profitable every single month since August, except for 1 month. It was technically unprofitable in October. So it's like if you just focus on that one setup, and that's all you did, then for the past 8 months, you've been profitable every single month. And I was actually talking to a few people on calls yesterday where it's like they were talking about how they've tried 100 different strategies and they've strategy hopped. And if you do that, then you won't give the strategy a chance to prove to you that it is profitable. So what I found is a lot of times it's not that you need to do more. It's not that you need to add more. It's that you need to focus on the one thing that's going to move the needle. So for BEAT, we popped up here to this level. So as soon as it hits the level, my alert's going to go off. So we wicked up there. And then as you can see, there's some selling, obviously, because there's, again, a level of resistance here. This is where people were selling from before. So longs, aka buyers, a lot of times they get a little nervous here. So that's why we wait for the push above that level and the close above that level. So that 5-minute candle just closed. This was the open. This was the close. We closed below our level. So that does not count as a breakout yet, which means you just have to continue to be patient with that one. ZDAI still halted to the upside. LZMH is making a move, but it's $225 million market cap, so that's a no-go for me. LZM, same thing. FRMM, same thing. RMSG. RMSG. I ain't going to miss you today, RMSG. RMSG is the one that I missed yesterday. So this one made me mad because I should have taken this stock yesterday because this was the level from yesterday. And I got back and I was sitting down at the computer and then I was like cooking myself some food and I went to hang out with my wife and my daughter real quick. Came back, I missed this breakout right here on the 1 minute time frame. Both were green. It was trending green. And then it made this move right here from like 220 all the way up to 335. Obviously, I wouldn't have caught that entire move, but that was a clean 15% move there that I just missed out on. And that was the second trade that I missed out on yesterday. So I was pretty upset about that. With that being said, it is starting to rock and roll and it's moving now. We got rejected at 335 yesterday, and we're coming back up and we're testing those levels now. So I'm on the 5-minute time frame right now. Market cap is 34 million, free float 7 million. So it's below a 10 million share free float. So if RMSG gives us a green light special, I will take RMSG. So right now we got to wait on this 5-minute candle to close. If that 5-minute candle closes red, then that breakout level is going to be at 319. Oh man. Oh. Gotta be patient. Also, by the way, guys, for all of you that are over in Mo's Discord, you guys are enjoying the education, which I hope you are, enjoying the live trading sessions, to talking to Mo. We're going to crush it. We're going to crush it going into May for you guys. So I'm excited to be over here helping you guys out. And obviously, Mo is running the 40% off special for anybody who upgrades to Lifetime right now. And we're going to be doing a scholarship giveaway for all the people that upgrade as well. So one lucky person is actually going to get one-on-one training with me and Mo. So you get Mo, who has over 40 years of experience trading options. You'll have one-on-one sessions with him on Zoom. And you're going to have one-on-one sessions with me as well. So it's going to be very, very valuable. If you guys have not upgraded, then the 40% discount does end on April the 20th. So I highly recommend that if you guys haven't updated, you guys do that. I'll post the link down in the chat. You guys can click on that link, schedule your call with me. We'll go over your number one struggles in trading right now. We'll go over your goals, and I'll come up with a game plan to help you hit those goals in 2026. So click on the link, schedule a call. If you want to upgrade, take advantage of the 40% discount, and lock that in, guys. Let's make some money in 2026. RMSG is pulling back. We got 57 seconds left on this current 5-minute candle. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and create an alert at 319, because more than likely this is going to close red. And since we're in market hours, I don't have to click on the at 319. I can just click on above 319, because I don't have to include extended hours anymore, because we're not in extended hours. Authentic 2400 says steady wins are the best. Absolutely. Freddie said it looks like 15% can change your life. 100%, brother. 100%. If you show up and you are consistent, my goal is to help you guys make decisions based off of historical data. You don't have a crystal ball, and I don't either, which means the best way that we can make decisions in the moment is based off historical data. And I believe that's how every trader should be. And if more retail traders started trading like that, guess what? We would have way more than a 5 to 10% success rate in traders. The problem where most people go wrong is they're trading off intuition and emotion. They don't really have a strategy. They don't backtest their data. Do 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 do. Let me scan the rest of the market, make sure we're not missing out on anything. Let me make sure I added everything on my tracker as well. We just got a lot of high market cap stocks on the top gainers list. Like, I could eliminate 50% of the top gainers list just by the market cap. I really wish Webull had an option where I could filter the top gainers list by below $50 million market cap and below 15 million free float, because if they added that would just be like super useful. Because these market caps that are above 50 million, like, dude, I don't even want to look at those. There might be a way for me to do it inside of the screener option. I just haven't played with that feature enough. There might be a way for me to do it. I might take some time out of my day to see if there's a way I can work around with their screener option they have and see if I can do something with that. All right, RMSG starting to bounce here. All right, RMSG. You're going to go for round 2 here. Oh, well, it would have to break out on this current 5-minute candle. And the reason why is because it is now going on to 10 a.m. It is now 9:57. And remember, from 10 a.m. till 10:30, I do not take any green light specials. Why? Not by choice, but because of the data. So if we go over here to my dashboard and we just filter by 10 a.m. till 10:30, click on only, you will be able to see over the past 31 trades, only 15 have run for 15% with a 48% win rate. Net negative, not even profitable during that time frame. So 10 a.m. to 10:30 sucks for these breakouts. So that's why I take a break during that time frame. So I trade from 9 a.m. till 9:30, 9:30 to 10, and then I do 10:30 to 11, which is right here, 11 to 12, and that's how I get these numbers here. Or something else. The other thing I was going to show you guys, obviously right here, 71% win rate. You heard me say earlier that on EFOI, the stock that we were in, so we got in after the 1-minute candles were trending green, and then the next 5-minute candle right here also closed green as well. And you probably remember me saying that's a really good sign for us. So if I come over here to the green light dashboard, and this question right here is, was second 5-minute candle green? I click on yes. Then you come over here, you take a look at the win rate, and you can see the win rate goes up to 83%. So 66 out of those 96 trades, the second 5-minute candle closed green, and 55% of those ran for a 15% with an 83% win rate. So super high win rate for 15% when that second 5-minute candle closes green. So whenever we get into those trades, I always want to see that second 5-minute candle close green. Most of the time it does. But if that second 5-minute candle closes red, I want you guys to know that drops win rate drastically, right? The problem is we can't read the future. We don't know what that second 5-minute candle is going to do, but at any given point in time for the last 4 minutes of that 5-minute candle, if it gets rejected and it drops and it goes red, 29 times that's happened, 13 of those only ran for 15% with only a 44% win rate. Now, I've experimented with saying like, okay, well, what if I just cut my losses as soon as it turns red? The problem is that if you do that, then on all 29 of these trades, you're going to lose money. Right? You won't lose the full 15 to 20%, but you will lose money on every single one of them. And the problem with that is about 44% of them still run for 15%. So you miss out on all those 15% gains. So after doing the math on everything, it's still profitable to hold for the full 15%. So you don't change anything in the plan. It's just unfortunate. You know that your win rate drops. Like the chances of you actually getting a winner on it have dropped from, 71% down to 44%. It is what it is at that point. Okay. With that being said, guys, that's all I got for you in today's live trading session.